soup is soup for the soul, and I'm going to show you my very speedy version. Instead of using a whole chicken to not only get the chicken pieces in it, but to also get the stock, I'm going to be using continental chicken stock that's full of flavour and also some chicken mince to make chicken meatballs. This is so yummy and it's fantastic for the whole family. I'm going to start with 2 litres of stock and I'm going to bring it to the boil. Then we can add some bay leaf. Now you can use any other type of hard herb. Rosemary works really nicely with this, also some thyme. Now while that warms up, let's get on to the meatballs. So 1 kilo of chicken mince and 2 large handfuls of fresh breadcrumbs. I like to use fresh breadcrumbs for this because it's going to ensure that these meatballs stay nice and moist. Also some Parmesan cheese. Use fresh Parmesan for this and grate it yourself. It's always going to taste better. And we need another binding agent for this, so 1 egg that I'll crack directly into this. Now, my Greek friends showed me how to make this and they love to use dill in their recipes. So a generous handful of dill and a small sprig of parsley. So I'll just grab a knife and we'll finely chop this to add to our meatballs. So finely chopping this with your knife, we don't want any big chunks of herbs in this. All right, that can go into the bowl. I'll season this with a good crack of pepper and a small pinch of salt. All right, now we need to get our hands in here and give this a really good mix to combine all the breadcrumbs and the cheese and the herbs. And then I'll divide this into 12 even balls. Stock is boiling now, so we'll turn it down to a gentle simmer. You don't want this stock to be boiling rapidly when you add the meatballs because they'll break up, and we want them to hold their shape. So very low heat. And now we can gently add them into the stock. You can see that that stock is covering the meatballs. That's what I want, so they cook nice and evenly. Now at this stage, they're going to cook for around 6 to 8 minutes. Then I'm going to add some risoni. I love risoni. It's a rice-shaped pasta and it works so well with this little soup. Okay, these have been cooking for about 6 minutes. They're almost cooked, so now it's time to add the risoni. Now you can use angel hair pasta for this. You could use many different varieties, but I think risoni works really nicely, especially if you're serving this to the kiddies. They love the shape of it. So I'm roughly going to measure about a cup of risoni. Just a few handfuls. And it'll absorb all the lovely flavour of the stock. And now I'll add some shredded silver beet and it'll cook in the same amount of time as the pasta. Ideally, we want that pasta to be al dente, so keep an eye on it. This is going to take roughly another 5 to 6 minutes. Now the pasta is cooked, so it's time to serve this up. See, I did tell you this is the easiest chicken soup you'll ever make. I like to serve 3 meatballs per person and we'll just pop them in the bowl. You can see how soft and fluffy they are. That's because we've added the cheese and the breadcrumbs to it. And one more. And then don't forget to add the chicken soup with all that silver beet and the risoni. So good. And just some final touches, nutmeg. Nutmeg and chicken work so nicely. So freshly grated over the top, just a small amount. And then some extra Parmesan cheese over the top. And if you're a lover of dill like I am, some extra dill just for some freshness. That is such a delicious way to make chicken soup. Super easy to make and it's full of flavour.